of spicy situations, bringing your kids to a restaurant, it can be a minefield, from loud tantrums to everyone being glued to their screens. I've seen it a lot.
We were having so many conversations about this amongst ourselves. So how can parents better restaurant train their kids to better behave on a night out? Joining us now, Mariah Humbert, the founder of Old Soul Etiquette. Love the name, by the way. So first, let's talk about why is it so important to restaurant train your kids, and is there an appropriate age to start this process?
This has gotten so much attention lately, this buzzword, and people are arguing is it just a fancy word for good parenting?
Right.
But I think if we take a step back and look at the bigger picture of what it's really teaching, it's teaching children to be polite and considerate in public places. It's teaching them the importance of face-to-face communication, relationships, connection, and also the importance of preparing for new situations to have that level of confidence.
Let's talk about the basic manners that kids should have, Mariah, because I think it is important. And I think you can start at any age that you want to go out. You can bring your kids along, but choose wisely.
Absolutely. So I would say when I teach children, I start at age about 5 or 6 with the table manners conversation. And this is where you can really approach the basics with them. The why. Why does it even matter? What are table manners? But also, navigating a basic play setting. The more they know, the more comfortable they will feel.
Okay, how do you help them in that process to instill those manners, right? Assuming they understand conceptually what they're doing, then what do you do as a parent?
So I always like to tell parents to refer to table manners as superpowers. It takes a little bit of a bland topic for many, if you will, and makes it a little bit fun. And parents can simply look at them and say, don't forget your table manner superpowers. And that will kind of trigger them to remember how to properly use their napkin, how to properly use their utensils. And it makes it something exciting and something that they can look forward to.
So for the under 5 and 6-year-old age set, because Sam was asking as a non-parent, what is an appropriate time to start bringing your kids to restaurants? And I would say it depends on the restaurant and it depends on your child. But I do think when they're young, pick a restaurant that's not like a 7-course tasting meal. Give everyone a chance to succeed,
before,
right? Absolutely. I always say that, Vicki. Set yourself up for success.
Yeah.
And the better, the more exposure, the better that they will become used to it. And so maybe those family-friendly restaurants is where you want to start. That way you have an opportunity to actually let them make a mistake, use it as a teaching experience for them.
The sympathetic audience too. People are going through their own struggles.
Yes.
At their table.
Guilty of not being sympathetic. I would also ask, are there some restaurants where they have a kids menu so it's clear like they've gone down this road before, they know what they're doing? Is that a good thing to look for?
Absolutely. And thinking about the atmosphere, right? Is it a restaurant that might be, have a more relaxed dress code, or maybe it's a little bit noisier, so it's okay for those louder conversations with children? Again, put yourself in a situation with them where it can be a moment of teaching, but set them up for success.
I want to talk about screen time because I think it's sort of a no-no and you want to model that good behavior. But sometimes in a 24/7 job, you do have to check an email or respond. What are your guidelines around screen time at the table for parents and kids?
As an etiquette trainer in a perfect world, I would love to say no screens. However, our world evolves quickly and etiquette needs to evolve with our world. And so I can't make the blanket statement of saying absolutely no screens, right? Because it depends on everybody's individual situation. But I think if you think about the point of gathering together, it's for that communication. So when it comes to the point of taking away from that, that's really when it becomes something that you want to, put on your radar.
I like how it's not like just black and white. You're saying it's evolving, right? In general, we need to immerse ourselves more in real human conversations. That doesn't happen enough. But you also do need to check your phone occasionally if something comes up. But to your point, the reliance for kids on pacifying them during a meal, you don't want to go too far on that, right?
Absolutely. And I think there could be a balance. Maybe you're working on the skills of them ordering themselves, and then perhaps towards the end of the meal, we can only expect so much out of young children. So maybe they go on later, but again, it's explaining to them why we put them down at certain times.
That's such a great compromise. Mariah Humbert. Thank you so much, Mariah.
Thank you.
You are watching NBC News Daily. We'll be right back.